Hello everyone. In this 20-second lesson of how to make your first game in Unity, we are going to create another level for our sequence, and we're also going to add in some text in our main menu which will be randomized as a hint. Before we get into it, remember to subscribe to see more and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. It really helps me out. Now, on with the show. So we actually have 2 levels up until now, and depending on what you want to do, how quickly and easy you want to create things, you can once again, as we did with level 2, duplicate. Now I'm quickly going to take about 2-3 minutes to build the 3rd level, link it all together, and just quickly demonstrate how easy it is now to have everything working. So we have our 3rd level there, we can load it, we can play through to it, we can do everything we need to. So once again, let's quickly differentiate between all of these levels. I'm just going to have this one as, let's have this as a green one. It's nice and quick. So let's get some more materials. Green material. And let's have it as a nice darker kind of green maybe. There we go. And let's quickly apply it to everywhere. Like a green screen, I guess. And let's move some of these obstacles around just for good measure so we can see that the level is once again different. Let's have this in the corner there or something. Coin over here. Let's move that there. A coin there. Okay, so that is definitely another level. So I'm going to save that. Let's go to File. Let's go to Build Settings. Let's go to Add Open Scenes. Remember, it's still following that sequence of numbers. So 3, 4, 5. So when we get to the end of level 2, it'll add 1 to there. So we'll end up going to the next level. So it really is as quick and as simple as that. We're done. We could actually play through this to the 3rd level now. However, remember, if we get here and try testing, things aren't going to work properly because we're still not in that sequence. Obviously, that just comes down to a little bit of debugging if you need to test for any particular reason. So let's quickly make sure all of this works, and then we are going to work on our main menu with that randomized hint text. Now that's kind of cool. So let's play our game. Let's do this super quick. Because if this now works to get to level 3, then indeed it will work with everything. So any further levels that you create, it will work. So that's 1 coin. 2. In hindsight, I shouldn't have spread them out quite so much, should I? It would have been quicker. Okay, so now this should take us to level number 3. And awesome, we are on the 3rd level. So let's quit back to our menu. Let's load game, and we load level 3. So it really is as quick and as simple as that as creating more levels. So if you just want a quick run through of a game, you want 100 levels all in that style, you could do that probably in an hour or 2. Obviously, designing levels takes a little bit longer, but either way, you can use that same process no matter what. So how do we go about that hint text on the bottom of our screen? So down here. Now this is going to be kind of interesting. So I want to have some text here that randomizes every time we load the game. So let's start by adding in a text box. So UI, let's go to text. And let's have this anchored down on the bottom right. And obviously we need to make it a little bit bigger. So let's take our rect tool and expand to probably about there. Let's have the text as white, and I think it needs to be quite a bit bigger, so let's have this as size 50 and center on the alignment. In fact, I'm going to have it I'm going to bring it out a bit more, so I'm going to have it starting there, and let's put it completely blank. So now let's go to our main menu script, which is right here. And this is all going to be done inside the start method. So let's add that back in. So void start. And it doesn't actually need to be private, so that's completely fine. Let's also add in a variable for the text box and a variable for the number that we're going to randomize to select a certain text to display. So public game object, hint box, and public int hint num. So whenever the game starts, right here, we're going to say hint num equals random dot range, and in brackets we're going to define a number between 1 and however many hints you want to display. So if you've got 5 hints, what you would actually do is put the number 6. So one of the little quirks about using random.range is that it will never generate that maximum number. It'll always generate 1 below it. So if you have 10 hints, for example, you would actually put 1 and 11. Like I say, it never generates that number. It'll always go between 1 and 10. So I'm just going to do 2 different ones because, to kind of save time here, I'm not going to write 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different types of hints, but you can if you want to. So because I'm only going to generate either 1 or 2, that number is going to be 3. Semicolon. Now what we do is an if statement. So if hint num equals 1, then we do the following. And we're going to be using some UI. So before we go any further, let's add that to the namespace at the top. Using Unity engine dot UI semicolon, which means now in the if statement we can say hint box dot get component in spiky brackets text open close bracket dot text equals, and we can put anything we want here. I'll put collect 5 coins to complete the level semicolon, and I'm actually going to copy that if statement one more time, and instead of collect 5 coins I'm going to make it say don't let the timer hit 0. And you know what, we'll actually do one more. So we'll change that to 4. So we've got 3 possibilities here. We don't need that random.range again. It's just the if statements. I did not mean to copy that. And we'll get around to the numbering in just a second. This one we'll put don't crash into the obstacles. So we have 3 different hints that we're going to display at the bottom. The first one if it generates 1, the second one if it generates the number 2, and the third one if it generates the number 3. So let's save that. And like I say, if you've got 10, 20 of them, you can just do the same process all the way down. And there we go. It has loaded. So let's go to our menu control, and you'll see the hint box we need to assign. So that text is what we have. Now if we press play, one of those 3 messages will display at the bottom. Don't let the timer hit 0. So let's load the game again. Collect 5 coins to complete the level. And let's see if we can get the other one to appear now. Nope, 5 coins to complete the level. Don't let the timer hit 0. We've had that one. Don't crash into obstacles. There we go. So we've had all 3. So that is a nice, quick, convenient way to display some hints at the bottom of your screen. And you could be fancy with it. You could add some animation to it if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. You could have it randomize every 10 seconds if you wanted to. All you would need to do is just add in a coroutine to that and just cycle through it every 10 seconds. Again, it's entirely up to you, but realistically, that is as simple as it gets. So at this point, we pretty much have our entire game, or rather the base of our entire game done. It's now realistically down to you guys to manipulate all of this, take what you've learned, change some things, add things in, take things out, and make it your own game. So the next video is going to be the last one of this series, and we are going to discuss the settings. We're going to build the game, and then we're also going to discuss where to go from here with your game. So until that last video of the series, which is coming very soon, I got to thank you for watching. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.